Mass graves of Cham Muslims scattered across the Cambodian terrain. From 1975 through 1978, half of the world's Cham population is exterminated. The Cham were victims of gruesome and barbaric acts of mass murder. Who are these orphans of genocide who have been described as the lost children of Indian culture? The kingdom of Champa existed between the 17th parallel and Saigon on the highlands and coast of what is today central Vietnam. Marco Polo, the well-known Venetian traveler, visited Champa. In his travelogue, he writes, "You must know that on leaving the port of Zayton, you go west-southwest for 1,500 miles, and then you reach a country called Champa, a very rich region having a king of its own. From the 3rd century of the Common Era, the Cham were among the first Southeast Asian peoples to undergo Indian cultural influence. 6th century Cham temple of Mi San is the oldest architectural monument in Southeast Asia. Even India itself has few earlier monuments. The Indian gods were naturalized by the Cham, while the local earth gods were Brahmanized. The Cham goddess of Nat Tran, Po Ino Nogar, slowly came to be seen as Uma, wife of the Hindu god Shiva. Cham kings who lived in these ancient palaces and temples sometimes claimed to be the descendants of the god Shiva. The Cham were very prolific, notable for their vigor, cohesion, and energy. Though avid practitioners of Hinduism, when the Chinese temporarily conquered Champa in 605 AD, they seized over 1,300 works on Buddhism written in the Cham language. Hinduism was to nearly disappear altogether, as elsewhere in Southeast Asia, the worship of the one universal God would seize the hearts and minds of the Cham. Very few Cham converted to Islam before the fall of their capital in 1471. However, by 1675, nearly all of the population were said to be Muslim. The process by which Islam took root in Champa was similar to that of other Southeast Asian countries. The merchant population of a port town would, through contact with Muslim traders, convert and thus influence the interior populations. Eleventh century Arabic inscriptions revealed the existence at that time of foreign Muslim trading communities in Champa. The happy, harmonious life within the Cham community was often interrupted by outside forces, which not only threatened the tranquility but also the very existence of the community. Families were often forced to take shelter in refugee camps as they attempted to migrate to more hospitable lands.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thân ta chụp luôn mưa nắng xin chào phật như lia công ghé ná như ta bơ plai nó như lia ta tiệt tí mang plai mai plai con plai
Khadija Lee from Cambodia says, "When the Khmer Rouge came to power in 1975, we all had to relocate. we were forced to move to places that were far away from our villages. They made us farm on land that was not suitable for farming. Most of the time, the crops didn't yield very much. In addition, the land had a lot of rodents. The rodents ate most of the grain before it was time to harvest. Therefore, people were starved. Instead of steamed rice, we were forced to eat rice soup, which was made up of a lot of water and very little rice. We worked hard and for many hours during the day. When we came home, this was all there was for us to eat. It was a very hard time. Many people died of starvation or execution. Mohammed Toulas from Cambodia says, since we were targeted for genocide by the Khmer Rouge, my family and I escaped and arrived in the U.S. in 1978. Beginning around 1975 or 1976, practicing religion of any kind was prohibited. Muslims were not allowed to pray. During the holy month of Ramadan, we were not allowed to observe it. If they found us making a white prayer dress, they would burn it. There was a Muslim brother who ignored the prohibition against prayer. They wrapped a towel around his neck and dragged him out of his house and killed him. They hit him with a club in the back of his head. My cousin nephew, Imam Lee, was accused of organizing underground Islamic activities. He was beheaded. Many of our Cham Muslims were killed because they ignored the prohibition and continued to practice Islam. To prevent us from praying and to insult our faith, they used mosques as chicken and pig farms. In the period between 1975 and 1978, many people had to perform their prayers secretly, even in torn rags. We had to make our ablution under the water in the river so as not to be seen. Islam is so dear to our heart. Regardless of the risk, our Cham Muslim brothers and sisters didn't stop practicing it. Islam can never manifest itself in a social context without culture. This presents a challenge to the Cham community as they attempt to transfer religious practice from a Southeast Asian cultural setting to a consumer-oriented, high-tech Western society. This is Salat al-Eid, or Eid prayer, being performed by Cham and American Muslims in the United States. Eid means recurring happiness or festivity. There are two annual Eid celebrations in Islam. Living in the United States provides Cham Muslims with a unique opportunity to study their own history and deepen their knowledge and understanding of Islam. Imam Muhammad Jaban, who is originally from Indonesia, explains the importance of Islamic education.
As we know that according to Prophet Muhammad teaching that every community should have in Arabic called ulama, scholars. A community without scholar will be dark community, no light. So while here, my plan and all the communities plan here, we open school to teach the kid the Arabic language and Islamic knowledge, and then we will send them to study in Indonesia, in Malaysia, or in Egypt, in order when they come back so they can continue to deliver Islamic message here in America.
Having acquired a degree of proficiency in Arabic and mastery in English, these Cham Muslim children practice delivering the Islamic message to an attentive audience.
Islam
Our Cham Muslim brothers and sisters back home lack educational opportunity. Hence, other ethnic groups frown on us. Now that we are here in America, we should take advantage of the free educational opportunity to learn as much as we can. You are viewing rare video footage from a private collection. This is Chao Yang, a Cham village in what is today southern Vietnam. In Chao Yang village, there are 3 large mosques. This is the largest and most famous mosque in the region, Al-Azhar, which has been described as the Taj Mahal of Vietnam. Al-Azhar is the birthplace of contemporary Islamic teaching in Vietnam. Mufti Umar Ali was the person who single-handedly spread the pristine teaching of Islam in Vietnam.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Chao Yang village is situated right along a major tributary of the Mekong River in Chao Duc province. Chao Duc was one of the last areas of resistance to the Vietnamese southward expansion, which forced many Cham to migrate west to Cambodia. Preparations are underway for a wedding that is about to take place. The imam, or leader, is visiting the groom's house and is here making a supplication to Allah, God, seeking Allah's help, protection, and blessing. The average age of marriage is 16 to 18 years old, or until the groom can prove his ability to earn a living. Colorful decorations are considered very important for a Cham wedding. They help to create a festive mood. Being now a minority, influences from other cultures are inevitable. In the groom and bride's wedding attire, we see East Indian, Arab, and Western influences. As part of the government's campaign to eliminate Cham culture, the authorities consciously and consistently try to divide these big villages into smaller ones by moving Vietnamese residents into the middle of the villages. Such policies, however, do not divide the spirit of unity prevailing over the Cham Muslims. Weddings are a major event in the village and usually take place toward the end of the Hajj pilgrimage season. Often, the whole village will take part in the wedding festivities. A successful wedding is measured in part by the number of participants. The celebrations last for 2 to 3 days. Large community feasts are organized by the families of the groom and bride. Parents usually pre-arrange the marriage of their children, though this is not always the case. Parents, however, always have a strong input as to whom their children will marry. The peace and security offered by a stable family unit is greatly valued and seen as essential for the spiritual growth of its members. A harmonious social order is created by the existence of extended families. Children are treasured and rarely leave home until the time they marry. The villagers begin to gather in anticipation of the wedding parade. During the procession, the people walking nearest to the parade cart are the groom's close friends and relatives. The wedding parade is the groom's once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be a king for a day. In 1976, the communists threatened to draft the young Cham men into military service. Many families began at that time to escape the country. The procession of Cham Muslim brothers slowly makes its way to the bride's house, where the Cham sisters await their arrival. Islam sees a woman, whether single or married, as an individual in her own right, with the right to own and dispose of her property and earnings. A marriage dowry is given by the groom to the bride for her own personal use, and she keeps her own family name rather than taking her husband's. Unique to Cham tradition, the groom cannot leave the bride's house for 3 days and will actually live with the bride's family for 2 to 3 months. A Muslim marriage is not a sacrament, but a simple legal agreement in which either partner is free to include conditions. As a result, divorce is not common, although it is not forbidden as a last resort. Leaving Chaoyang village, we now have an equally rare opportunity to glimpse at life inside several Cham villages in neighboring Cambodia. The Vietnamese takeover of Phan Rang in 1693 sent 5,000 Cham refugees into Cambodia. The largest Cham migration to Cambodia occurred in the late 1790s when King Po Ka Chibri led his followers there before the defeat of the Thai Song Revolution in Vietnam. In the 1970s, the sinister Khmer Rouge, led by Pol Pot, mercilessly hunted down all Islamic dignitaries at all levels. Copies of the Holy Quran were confiscated, then burnt or profaned. The genocidal aim was unmistakable: liquidation of the Cham minority and the Muslim faith. The Cham in Cambodia have always been concentrated in about 70 villages along or near the banks of the Mekong and Sap rivers in Koh Pong, Cham province in the east, and Koh Pong, Chen Yang, and Persat in the west. Some of them are fisher folk practicing small-scale family fishing using Chanyok sweep nets. Others tend cattle or are small-scale traders, butchers, and foresters. Many Cham are garden farmers and cultivate dry season rice fields. They grow cash crops such as cotton, indigo, sesame, and market vegetables. Their families are often weavers of cotton and silk. Recognizable by their distinctive dress, religion, and dialect, the Cham live in their own hamlets and communities. This simple house is made from bamboo and palm leaves. Houses before the Khmer Rouge took power were very sophisticated in style and structure, made of brick or teak wood. They were often multi-roomed to accommodate the extended family. This is a post-Khmer Rouge one-room house for a family of 6. The dress code for both Muslim men and women is relaxed when in the confines of the home. Brother Isa is the school teacher in this village known as Otro in the state of Kambot. He says, "Today we are very happy to have everyone here, including this one brother who is filming the gathering. He is making a movie about our students to share with people in other countries. We have more than 100 students. Right now, however, we don't have a schoolhouse. They destroyed the old one. We're beginning to build a new schoolhouse. At the present time, we're not teaching the children because everyone, including the children, are helping with the construction. The children are carrying sand and dirt. The children work on the schoolhouse during the day, their parents at night. We have to build quickly because the rainy season is coming. We want the children to begin studying again. We're working on the roof first because it is the most essential, but we also need to put up the walls. If the wind and rain comes from the sides, we'll have to send the children home." This is a schoolhouse in a neighboring village. The children learn Quranic Arabic like Muslim children throughout the world. Because nearby Malaysia has a rich heritage of Islamic literature, Muslim children in Cambodia also learn Malay. Like this Cham Muslim boy. Whether speaking Malay, English, or classical Arabic, the Cham Muslim youth throughout the world are devoted to conveying the message of Islam. Believe in the one God, worship only God, and strive to do good.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul a'udzu birabbil falaq min sharri ma khalaq wa min sharri ghasiqin idza waqab wa min sharri rahim. Qul a'udzu birabbil falaq.
What is the destiny of these descendants of the kingdom of Champa? Can any separate civilization exist in a modern world shrunk by technology and communications? Their fate is perhaps inevitably linked to that of Islamic peoples throughout the world. It's a race between a modern world reeling towards collapse due to its own ineptitude and inner contradictions, and a process of global integration in which age-old truths are conveyed, understood, and adhered to. It's a race between two realities, and it's difficult to say which is going to win out.